landscapers and outdoor go-getters, we are back in the shop today at Winder Outdoor Power, and we have another lawnmower with a problem. This customer brought us this John Deere riding mower, and his complaint is the lawnmower will not start. He can turn the key and it sounds like the engine is not spinning over and it's making a god-awful sound. So we are going to dive into what's going on with it. We're going to diagnose it. Most of all, we're going to fix it. This should be a pretty straightforward job. So let's get to it. Let's see what his complaint did. Let's try to duplicate the problem. So we're going to turn the key and listen. Ooh! That definitely does not sound good. All right, so we obviously have a starter problem going on here for sure. So we're going to raise the hood up and we're going to look at our starter, and I can tell just from looking at it, something don't look quite right. You see the gap difference here? It looks, see that? It looks like our starter has came loose. So we are either missing some bolts. There's two bolts that hold these starters on. Either one has fell out or they're both loose and they are getting ready to fall out. Hopefully we don't have any damaged threads in the block. Now, however, because this has came loose, it's a good possibility that the starter gear on the starter is bad, and or the starter could just be damaged, period. And we also have a flywheel under here that has teeth on it as well, and hopefully the teeth are not damaged. So we're going to dive into this real quick. We have to remove this cover. This is a Briggs&Stratton twin cylinder. So we're going to be removing this little fan cover right here. Then we're going to be removing this entire engine shroud, and that will expose the starter mounting bolts to us, and we should be able to see what's going on with the starter and the flywheel. So let's grab some tools, let's get to it. And before we get started, guys, please scroll down, hit that like button, give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. Click down below and hit that subscribe button, as it doesn't cost anything and it helps the channel tremendously. Not only that, you will get notified on any future videos that pops up that you may be interested in, as we will be diving into all kinds of different outdoor power equipment repairs, from lawnmowers to riding tractors to chainsaws, blowers, weed eaters, all of it. We work on everything here, and we will have tons and tons of videos going on in the future. So definitely subscribe, you don't want to miss anything. So let's grab some tools and figure out what's going on with this John Deere. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, we got to get these screws off. There's 4 screws that holds this little fan cover on. They are 5/16 is the size, or an 8mm will work also. So here we go. And now we have the shroud removed. We're going to lay that down over here. Now the next thing we got to do is remove all of these 3/8 bolts. And there is a handful of them on each side. There's one over here behind this little fuel pump, and there's a few more on the other side. So we're going to grab a tool and get those off. All right, we got one of my favorite tools here. This is a Milwaukee ratchet, little battery ratchet. And we're going to get on these 3/8 bolts real quick. And you don't have to take these all the way out. As you can see how these work, there's a little slot in the covers. So you just loosen the bolts up a little bit, and the cover will actually come off pretty easily. And we're going to have to grab a wrench for that one, and a wrench for this one perhaps. Oh, we got that one. And we're going to go on the other side and loosen as many of these as we can before we have to grab a wrench. And we're going to need a wrench for that one. So the two on the back, we're going to grab a little gear wrench for and loosen those up. Alright, we got a little 3/8 gear wrench. Over here throwing tools around. All right, we got that one. Go back over here and get this other one. There we go. Oh, phone call, business calls. Hang on, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. One thing do have to note, you do need to remove the air filter cover that's right here and take the air filter out, and there is a little screw right here that you've got to remove as well. I believe that is going to be a 1/4 inch, so we're going to remove that screw real quick, and then this cover will come off. Got the screw. There we go. And now this cover should come up. There it goes. Oh, we got it. Hard to do it with one hand and try to video in the other. All right, so here we go. Here's our flywheel gear, and we're gonna spin that around. It doesn't look like the flywheel is damaged, from what I can tell here. No, our flywheel is okay, so that's good. That's going to save them a lot of money. And let's see what's going on. All right, well, that's obvious. As you can see, we got a bolt missing. I can't tell. It doesn't look like it's broke off, so I think it just came loose. The other bolt, it's kind of hard to see it back there, but it's right there. It is. You can see it. The other bolt is there still, but it is loose. And it does look like the gear is damaged a little bit on the starter. So we're probably going to be putting a new gear on it, or possibly a new starter, but we will see. We will probably just put a new gear on it, most likely, because I think the starter is going to be okay. And honestly, this gear would probably be okay if we were to remount the starter and bolt everything up. I'm pretty sure that starter gear would be okay, but we're going to go ahead and replace it, as it does have a little bit of dings in it from coming loose and grinding like it was. Alright, so at this point we need to remove the hot lead from the starter, so we're going to be disconnecting the battery so we do not accidentally let the smoke out of this machine or make a bunch of sparks. That's never good. So make sure you unhook the battery at this point. Then we're going to remove this cable and get a tool and remove the last bolt that is barely holding this starter on, and that way we can get the starter off, replace the gear, and inspect the threads in the block to make sure that the threads where these bolts go are not damaged, and hopefully everything's okay with that. And then we will get a new bolt. We will Loctite the new bolts into the block, that way they don't come loose, causing this customer to bring his tractor back again for the same problem. So this right here looks like to me that these bolts were either not tightened down correctly, or they just over time they vibrated loose. Loctite is your friend. I'm a big fan of the blue and red Loctite. Never hurts to put a drop on any bolts. Never hurts. So let's grab some tools, get this thing off, see what we got. Alright, so to disconnect this battery, it's going to take a 10mm wrench and a socket, and we are going to use my favorite tool here to get this thing loose. Alright, battery's unhooked. Now we will get a 7/16 wrench and loosen this cable. And move this cable out of the way, like so. We're going to screw the nut back on, just so we don't lose it. And now we're going to get the tool so we can get that other loose bolt out real quick. Alright, so to get that other bolt out, it does have a hex head on it, but it also has a Torx in the middle. And that is what we're going to use to get this one out, because it is really close to the starter gear right here. And really the only way to get to it is to use a Torx like this, which is basically what some people call a star bit. But that's what we're going to use. And this one is a T40. So that's the size that you're going to need to get this bolt out. And you can also use it to tighten this one up as well. Alright, we're going to try to get this T40 on here. And there you go. Kind of got one hand here holding the camera, so I'm trying not to drop it. And we have the starter off. So we're going to lay that starter down on the table. And there you go. You can see how the bolt has the Torx in it. That's a T40. And we are missing the other bolt completely. That one is MIA. And this one was loose. That's why this starter was basically about to fall off, causing all that horrific noise, causing this John Deere not to start. Alright, so now we are going to get a light, and I'm going to look in here and inspect these block threads. And from what I can tell, they both look good. There's no broken bolt in there. Looks like, unfortunately, the bolts just came loose and everything was falling apart. Pretty minor thing, but it caused a major problem with this man's tractor. So now we're going to go ahead and you can see the gear. Now you can see the gear, how it's got a little bit of nicks and chewed up teeth slightly on this gear. Like I said, without a problem, if this starter was bolted back up and everything was tight, it would still work. But we're going to go ahead and replace that gear since it's off. That way we know we don't have a comeback and this thing is going to be fixed up just right. But if you were in a pinch and you're at home and you're trying to mow, or you're in the middle of a job and your gear just was slightly chewed up like that and your starter just came loose, I'm sure you could tighten it back up and it would work fine, and most likely be probably okay for a long time. But again, we're going to fix this right. We're going to put a new gear on it and send it down the road. So here we go. Alright, I'm going to try to explain to you what you have to do at this point. This will require both of my hands, so I'm not going to be able to really record this while I'm doing this, unfortunately. But if you look on the top here, you will see there is a little ring, kind of like a little hognose ring right here. And if you get a screwdriver, you can get underneath there and pop this ring up. Now, when you do it, be careful. Keep your hand over it because you don't want it to pop off and go ping and go fly across the shop or the yard. You will never find it. I guarantee you that. But you got to get that ring off, and then this will remove this little hat, and then you can remove the gear, put on the new gear, and then I'll show you how to put that ring back on. I have this special tool. You can use a socket as well. But we're going to get this ring removed real quick, and then we will go from there. Alright, now that we have the ring removed, that is the little clip. And I simply just pried that out with a flat tip screwdriver. We're going to lay that down. Then you're going to remove this little keeper. Comes off just like that. Lay that down. And then you have a little spring. Remove that. And finally, you have a little bevel washer right here. Now make sure it goes on the same way. As you can see, it is made a little wavy, and that is the way it needs to go on the starter. So we're going to remove that, and we're going to lay it down just like it came off. And then finally we have the gear. You'll turn the gear up and comes off just like so. Now we're going to go get the new gear. I will show you the part number that you're going to need. Alright, now this is the new gear. As you can see, new one does look a little better, that is for sure, and it's a relatively very cheap part and pretty simple to put on. This is the part number. However, this is a shop pack. This is for a quantity of 5, but that is the part number of the gear. which is a 695708, and that will fix you up. Now keep in mind, some engines and Briggs&Stratton, to be exact, does use different gears. They have a plastic gear like this, and they also have a metal gear. So if yours is a metal gear type, you will need to use the metal gear. You cannot swap them or interchange them, as it will damage your flywheel and or starter. So if you have a plastic gear, use the plastic gear. If you have a metal one, you will need the metal gear, and that will be a different part number. So now that we have the gear, we're going to go back over here to our starter, and we're just going to drop that on, and it'll drop in nice and easy. Next, get your funky little washer, lay it down, then get your spring and lay it down, and finally get the little keeper, and you are ready to put this little clip back on. Now that we are to the part where we have to hammer the clip back on, I'm gonna have to have both my hands to do that, so I will not video this part, but this is the special tool that Briggs makes to actually do this job, as that little clip fits in here real nice, and then you hit this with a hammer and it pushes the ring on and snaps it into place. Now you can do this with just a socket. Just keep in mind, try to do this in an area just in case you miss or the ring pops off, because it don't go all the way on, it don't go flinging across the yard and you lose it. Then it's a big headache, because you're gonna have to go to the lawnmower shop or go online and order that little bitty clip, as there's nothing else that's going to hold it on there. You got to have that clip. It is special for this application. So nothing to it, you just got to hammer that clip on, and then you are good to go, and we are ready to mount the starter back up. So I'm going to get this clip installed real quick, and we'll be right back. Alright, as you can see, we have our clip installed. It is all the way down, and we are good to go. So we're going to get the starter out of the bench, and we are going to go mount this back up to the engine, put everything back together, test it out, and see if our John Deere finally will start. All right, we have a new bolt here for the one that is MIA, and we are going to put some Loctite on it. We're going to use blue Loctite, and we're just going to put one drop on each bolt. That's all it takes. You don't have to paint them or dump them in a 5-gallon bucket of this stuff. One drop does the trick. That's all you need. Any more than that, and honestly, it just doesn't work as good. So one drop is all you need. All right, we have our starter mounted back up. Now we just got to tighten the bolts. So we're going to use the T40 on the right side with the factory old bolt that we had left over. And we're going to make sure that's good and tight. Good and tight. And for the other bolt that we had to replace because it was missing, that is a 1/2-inch head. So we are going to tighten that one down. Good and tight. And our starter is now no longer wobbly. Nice and tight. So this starter shouldn't come loose ever again now that we have these bolts Loctited. Just a tip real quick, when you're using Loctite, you want to make sure that you clean out the threads on the actual bolt itself. So use brake cleaner to clean the bolts, and also clean out the holes where the bolts are going to go with brake cleaner and blow them out. Just a tip, that way your Loctite gets a good hold and bonds very well. So now we just got to go in reverse order and start putting everything back together. All right, we have the engine completely back together. Batteries hooked up, cables hooked up. Housing is back in place. We got the fan cover back on. I saved you guys all of the pain in watching me put that back together. If you need help putting it back together, all you gotta do is watch the video backwards, basically. So there you go. But we are ready to start this thing and see if our starter works now. So let's give it a whirl, shall we? Let's put the old choke on, give it a little throttle, and hit the key here, and let's see if hopefully we got a clean starter sound. It doesn't do any grinding, and she cranks up. So let's give it a whirl. All right, there you have it. As you see, our John Deere starts right up. It sounds really good. No more crazy noises, and she runs really good. So the customer should be very happy that this was a pretty minor repair. It won't cost a lot of money, and we didn't have to replace an expensive flywheel or starter. Simple repair, just replacing the starter gear, finding out what the actual problem was, and fixing it so it doesn't come back or happen again. So I hope that helps you diagnose your riding mower if you're having similar symptoms, as this could be pretty much across the board on any brand riding mower or tractor or even a zero-turn lawnmower. Same principle applies. These engines are on lots and lots of machines out there. So just a reminder, guys, please scroll down below, hit that thumbs up button, give the video a thumbs up, comment. Put a comment down below and tell me what you're working on. Possibly I can help you out in the comment section, figure out what's going on with your machine. And definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel. As you see, we do very thorough videos on how to diagnose and troubleshoot equipment, and most of all, how to fix them. So until the next time, everybody stay safe out there, and we'll see you guys on the next one.